I'm trying to tell y'all my story. That's what I said. So, that's some sticky mess, right? So I told that to the brother, and I guess he didn't believe me. He showed me my dipstick, said, you ain't got no oil in here. Said, I'm not going to argue with you. Pulled my clip back, shut my hood, and said, you have a good day and a happy Memorial Day weekend, and walked away. Opened the chain so I could get my car out. So wait a minute, Doctor, I've been coming here for 5 years. You mean to tell me you're going to send me away with no oil in my car and you're not going to service it because I won't allow you to gouge my eyes out with an upgrade that I didn't ask for or don't want? All right, doctor, I'll see you in a minute. Sure enough, I'm making phone calls. He gave me his district manager's phone number. I'm making phone calls. I'm making phone calls. And the brother called me not 2 hours later. I apologize. I don't want this to get to the owner, but I understand if you need to go above my head, that's on you. But here's what I want to do. I'll pay you for wherever you go to get an oil change. And I'll give you a free one on me at any of our 7 locations. And I'm on my way to either suspend or fire him. Sometimes you can't mess with God's people. Now, I could have got irate and ignorant and indignant. I had that right. Especially if you're going to run upstairs and try to bust chests with me. I love to fight. Have I told y'all that before? I don't train 4 to 5 days a week not to put this thing to work. Oh, you the right one, baby. I felt like a Burger King commercial. Have it how you want. You can get tomatoes, onions, seeds. Because Doctor, you done came upstairs and picked the right one. Is that the wrong? Is that not Burger King? Oh, you say you're going to pray for me. You're supposed to be doing that anyway. So, God equips us with the right tools, and He shows us how to deal with haters. He thought He had me by the coattails, but in surprise and reality, He was messing with the wrong one. And all I had to do was be obedient and stay in my lane. Stay in my lane. This week, y'all, I've got to show you, this is my mission, how to finish strong. If you don't get it, say, hey, Pastor, I don't get it. But I'm going to try to give you all of the tools necessary to finish this race strong. How do we do that? Let's look at the word. We're in the 6th chapter of Nehemiah now. When the word came to Sanballat, the hater, and Tobiah, the other hater, and Geshem, the Arab, and the rest of the enemies, and the rest of our enemies, that I had rebuilt the wall, and not a gap was left in it, though up to that time I had not set the doors and gates in place. Here's where it begins. The word goes out. You in college. You the first one in your lineage to make it to college. You starting a business. You're the first one in your family to start a business. You're creating something. And I hate to say this, y'all, but family will hate. Woohoo! Woohoo! Can I keep it real with y'all? And when people from the outside try to tell you and you try to buck up and help them to see that your family ain't hating, you're blindsiding yourself. Some of the biggest contributors to your hateism will be the folk closest to you. Some of everybody around you might be Haitian. Not from the country, but from Haterville. Okay? So be careful of that, y'all. Don't be blindsided by foolishness. Newsflash. The closer you get to doing what God wants done, the harder your enemy will fight to stop you. Anybody seen that besides me? Come on, my graduates. Look at me. How hard was the last month of school? Oh my God. What about those kids who supposedly say they graduate, but they want to prank? You know why they want to commit pranks? Because they ain't really walking and graduating anyway. So they trying to get you to do some stupid stuff so you can't walk either. 2 kids in my school locked up, throwing crickets and baby oil and baby powder. So you got a dummy and a brilliant kid with a scholarship, and both of them going to jail. 2 days before their graduation. Kid's mama, PTA president, and you let this fool drag you into some mess. Do you see it? Do you see it? Right at the finish line, you about to get a scholarship. You about to stand up on this stage. They're about to declare how much money you're going to receive. And here it is, a person who ain't never even applied himself and spent most of the year in the hallways and probably will graduate with a diploma, but not a diploma. Because there's 2 different kinds, y'all. Come on. So this brother who's probably not going to graduate at all, and here you are with all of the accolades and the abilities to go on and make something of yourself, and now both of y'all are on DeKalb's busted list. Showing up and they're pulling your picture up and everybody's laughing and mocking at you. Anybody seen that beside me? I'm trying to watch my weight. Y'all eating ice cream. Going places you know I'm not supposed to go. Bringing home drinks you know I don't need to be drinking. You see what I'm saying? It's all sorts of ways that the devil will try to stop you when your momentum is at its best point, when you're right at the finish line, when you're doing things just right. The enemy will try to derail you and get you off course. You're in the gym every day. Stuff start coming up, brother. Things start happening, so you miss 1 day. And then you miss 2 days. And then next thing you know, you're 3 days out. And it's like, I'll go back next week. I'll start a fresh week. And then that Monday, something comes up and you miss that week. Well, I'll start next week. And then you're making excuses because the heart, the mind justifies what the heart chooses. So once you set your heart on something, your mind begins to figure out ways to say, okay, yeah, that's cool. We'll get it done later. We got it straight. We good. Don't worry about it today. We'll do it tomorrow. But that's not what God is after. God is saying, finish strong. Finish strong. So what your situation looks grim, finish strong, sonny. Your plans, your goals, your dreams. You save up just enough money. Oh, I got me X amount of dollars in the bank. Next thing you know, the whole engine fall out your car. Come on. They was like, yeah, come see me, yeah. Shout out. So, see, that's a prophet for him. He's smiling over there, ear to ear.
Just what happened to me.
Wow, serious?
It just happened to me.
Okay, see, and that's what I'm saying, you know, and God, He's telling you that you got to trust me even in the midst of a situation like that. Will you come to church and sit and praise me when the engine fall out of your car? That's some kind of faith right there. I had a brother, I was in Mountain Motorsports yesterday. A friend of mine was riding behind a truck and the truck stopped. Can't explain why. But because of that, he hit the back of the truck and they had to do a lot of surgery to get his arm back in order. He was following too close, first of all. So, again, 2 weeks later, as he's in his healing process, somebody sideswipes his Corvette. 2 major accidents, 2 weeks apart. Both vehicles totaled. And before I could say it, he says, God is trying to say something to me. I said, are you listening? I need you to be listening. I caution you, my brother. I need you to be listening. Because whatever he's trying to say, whatever he's trying to pull out of you, whatever he needs from you, obviously must be major. that he's got to do all of this to get your attention? At first he said, no, I've been good with God. And I looked at him and I said, oh, you're in trouble. You know, I'm thinking this in my mind. If you've been straight, you're in some trouble. He's like, well, actually, you know what? No, I haven't. But I'm getting it right. I'm getting it right. And I'm praying for this brother. And I believe that God's going to be able to use him miraculously as a testimony, as a beacon of light in dark places. But that's what we've got to do. We've got to keep going. Let me give you a perfect example. The Promised Land. Anybody read the Bible in here? Yeah? It's okay if you don't. It's okay if you don't. I've been saved a long time. I don't read as much as I should, but I have started over the past few years. But it's okay if you don't. If you read the Bible, or if you've heard this story before, by show of hands, anybody heard of the Promised Land? Let me give you all an understanding as to what happened. God told Moses to go to Pharaoh. You see how much time looking. And tell Pharaoh, let my people go. Come on, y'all know the song? Y'all not singing with me. God told Moses, I'm going old school on y'all, to go to Pharaoh and tell Pharaoh, let my people go. He said, go down, Moses, way to the water. Hello, Pharaoh, let my people go. So, Moses, second lineage to the king, next to the prince, living good, he's come on, y'all, stay with me. You know I'll go long if y'all want to get with me. So he's second lineage to the king, next to the prince, he's and he gets this unction in his belly that I got to get out of this place. He starts seeing the slaves as people instead of servants. And he's looking like, balling, slavery, balling, slavery. Wait, I've got to help my brother. So he helps his people, not even knowing that that's his people. He gets something stirred up in his belly. So God releases them from Pharaoh, but he doesn't go without a fight. He has to draw a famine to the land. He has to send locusts to the land. He kills off their firstborn sons before Pharaoh agrees to let Moses and the Israelites go. Now all of this happened, and the Israelites was watching all of this happen. What kind of faith would you have if God sent locusts on your behalf, or had to kill off firstborn children so that you could be free? So all of this happened, right? Then they get to the wilderness. He parts the Red Sea because Pharaoh's still not trying to listen. He sends his army. God parts the Red Sea, turns what was once water into dry land so they could walk across. And then they turn back and watch as Pharaoh's army is swallowed up. Okay, right now I'm on 12. I would not be on 10. I would be on 12. My favorite, I would be beaming light. I would be like, man, can you turn that down or something? I can't. I just saw the Red Sea party. I just saw God swallow up a whole army. So I've got to tell you something about him in every sentence, God. And, oh, by the way, how you know God is good? Oh, how's everything? God is great. Why do you keep saying God? Because God is just that good, and I know that God is great. Well, how do you know that? Because I just watched them part the Red Sea. Can you, anybody tracking with me? We've seen movies on it and we get all like, ooh, that was nice. But to be there, so you get me across this sea and I'm still complaining. I'm still fussing with how I'm going to eat. I'm hungry. You know there was brown people. Can I get some chicken? I'm tired of eating this manna from heaven. I'm sorry, y'all. Pray for me. So God sends them manna from heaven.